Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Bold and the Beautiful. Double Spencer wedding. Bill marries Katie as Will ties the knot with Electra. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B. Spoilers hint that a double Spencer wedding could be brewing. Will Bill Spencer, Don Diamant, marry Katie Logan, Heather Tom, as Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, ties the knot with Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace? Now that Bill's back together with Katie, it's just a matter of time until he proposes and wants to make her his wife again. Bill has been chasing a happy ending with Katie for what feels like forever, so he may get the ball rolling on another married chapter soon. Meanwhile, B&B has offered marriage hints for Will and Electra from the get-go. Even Electra and Will's very first meeting seemed like a sign that they were destined to wed somewhere down the line. Will picked up a ring that Electra dropped at Forrester Creations and found himself presenting it to her on bended knee. It felt like the writers were telling fans that Electra and Will would one day make it to the altar. Electra stood by Will during that whole Luna no Zoa, Lisa Yamada mess, so they've overcome some big challenges together. The love between Will and Electra has been tested in some difficult ways, but they've managed to come out stronger on the other side. At some point, Will may pop the question and insist he wants to spend the rest of his life with Electra. Since B&B may have 2 Spencer engagements coming up, maybe that could lead to a double wedding. It'd save the show time and money to just double up on the nuptials if both Bill and Will are going to marry their true loves. Katie might worry about intruding on Will and Electra's ceremony, but Electra might like the idea of them all coming together as a family like this. The Spencers have made Electra feel accepted and truly welcome, so Electra would probably have no problem sharing the bridal spotlight with Katie. Likewise, Will might insist he be honored to share groom duties with Bill. The show could get some great father-son moments out of all this if Bill and Will agree to a joint wedding day. Regardless, both Will and Bill may find themselves ready to propose in the not-too-distant future. So stay tuned for updates on any double wedding news that might be coming up. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say the Spencers have more excitement ahead of them no matter what. In a town where romance changes directions faster than a Forrester runway show, Los Angeles may soon be bracing for the kind of spectacle only the Spencer family could pull off. A double wedding that threatens to upend loyalties, inflame old wounds, and carve out an entirely new chapter in the ever-twisting legacy of Bill Spencer. Rumors have been swirling from the Cliff House to the Forrester executive suite that Bill isn't just ready to recommit to Katie Logan. He may be preparing to exchange vows on the very same day his son Will pledges his future to Electra. And if that sounds explosive, that might actually be an understatement. The news begins like a whisper behind the walls of Spencer Publications, where Bill has been walking around with a certainty in his stride that hasn't been seen since his $sign belt buckle glory days. There's something almost poetic in the way he looks at Katie now, softer, gentler, as though every mistake he's made has somehow been distilled into clarity. For years, Bill has been the man who could never decide whether he wanted the love that steadied him or the passion that engulfed him. But as Katie re-enters his orbit with her quiet strength and understanding heart, it's clear she has always represented his truest anchor. Katie, for her part, has been more cautious. She's lived the cycle of Bill the Charmer and Bill the Heartbreaker enough times to recognize that rekindling romance with him comes with its own emotional hazards. But she's also a woman who has discovered time and again that love doesn't always find its footing at the safest moments. It finds it in the meaningful ones. And recently, those moments with Bill have begun stacking up. Family dinners with Will, shared memories, genuine apologies, and a maturity that Bill rarely revealed in the past. It's Will, however, who becomes the unexpected catalyst for everything to come. No longer the quiet little boy who once looked up to his father with wide-eyed awe. Will Spencer has returned to Los Angeles composed, ambitious, and possessing the sharpened edge of a man raised by both a Logan and a Spencer. His future is unfolding before him, and at the center of that future is Electra Donahue. Electra isn't a name that blends into the background. She's electric in every sense, bold, elusive, and just intriguing enough to unsettle both Spencers and Forresters alike. Her arrival in Will's life raised a few brows, especially given her ties to some questionable family connections, but Will brushed off the concerns. To him, Electra represents independence. She sees him for who he is, not who his father is, and she challenges him in ways few others ever have. So when Will begins talking seriously about marriage, Bill is stunned, but also proud. He sees a lot of himself in his son, especially the part that loves fiercely and dives headfirst into decisions with complete conviction. But Bill also wants Will to have what he himself has struggled to maintain: a stable, loving marriage that doesn't collapse under the weight of bad choices and emotional impulse. In the midst of Will's romantic plans, Bill begins to question his own hesitations regarding Katie. And in perhaps the most uncharacteristic move of his life, he makes his choice quickly and wholeheartedly. Bill wants Katie back, not someday, not when he feels comfortable, but now. He wants their family whole. And with Will preparing to walk down the aisle, Bill begins to see a poetic opportunity to unite the past, present, and future of the Spencer clan in one sweeping celebration, which is when the idea slips from fantasy into reality: a double wedding. Bill and Katie, Will and Electra, 2 generations of Spencers stepping into new chapters together. But in classic, bold, and beautiful fashion, not everyone is thrilled. At Forrester Creations, Brooke and Donna exchange wide-eyed looks as the news trickles in. Brooke, forever invested in her sister's happiness, wants Katie to be careful, perhaps more careful than she has ever been. She's seen the way Bill can burn through promises, and she fears that a whirlwind ceremony may set Katie up for disappointment. Donna, however, thinks differently. She sees the way Katie lights up when Bill enters a room, and she believes deeply in second chances, sometimes even third or fourth, when the couple is worth it. Ridge, meanwhile, raises an eyebrow at Bill's timing. Ridge has a complicated history with both Bill and Katie, and though he's no longer romantically involved with her, the protective impulse still lingers.